In Austin, I'm Quita Culpepper. A neighbor who was seriously hurt after a home explosion back in April is now suing a home builder and gas companies. 6 people were injured and 24 homes damaged. KVUE's Brianna Perez has more on the neighbor's push for accountability.
Months after a gas explosion shook this Northwest Austin neighborhood, Shackrell says she's been struggling to cope.
And I walked back into my room to pick up my phone, read an email about I was going to go see some music that night, and that's the last thing I remember.
A new house next door exploded, leading her home to collapse on top of her. She suffered broken bones and had to undergo multiple surgeries. Shackrell says the explosion took everything from her, including her chance to say goodbye to her husband of 46 years, who died while she was in the hospital.
My accident happened on April 13th. He passed away on April 26th. So mentally, the hardest thing is I was not able to be with him.
Shackrell is now suing the home builder and gas companies. According to court documents, her new neighbor went to test the gas stove, unaware that the home was filled with propane. But when the burner ignited, the home exploded. The lawsuit claims neither Shackrell nor anybody nearby noticed the smell of ethanethanol, the odor added to propane to warn of gas leaks. She blames the home builder and the propane company, claiming they failed to install a propane tank and gas lines that were free from leaks, and they didn't install enough ethanethanol.
What happened where? Where did the ball fall? Was it the cost of doing the work for the people? It's hard to know, and that's why so many people are checking it out.
In a statement, one of the defendants, Propane Plus, said, quote, "The precise cause of the leak and subsequent explosion is still under investigation. Propane Plus is confident in the quality of the services it provided." The other defendants haven't responded to our request for comment just yet. Well, it looks like the trend of rainy days in central Texas are fading away. Floodgates at every dam across the Highland Lakes are now closed. The Lower Colorado River Authority closed the last gate on Wednesday afternoon. LCRA says water is still flowing over the spillway at Inks Dam, and that dam does not have any floodgates. It's been more than a week since high water washed away homes, cars, and so much more in central Texas and the Hill Country. Many victims did not have flood insurance, and for those who did, recovery will still take quite a while. Let's take a look at video showing flood damage at one property out in Travis County. Harold Sherwood has lived here since 2003. He says an adjuster has been out to survey the damage, but he says he has to wait 30 days for the insurance company to make a decision. For homeowners like Sherwood, it's a frustrating time. He says if the insurance company doesn't knock the house down, he will.
I wish I'd settle up and I can get out of my life. I don't know how much more I have in life, but I would like to get out of my life.
For people who don't have flood insurance, FEMA can help with repairs. The Texas Department of Insurance has a helpline open. By the end of this week, TxDOT will give an update on its plan to rebuild the Cow Creek Bridge, which was destroyed by flooding in northwest Travis County. On Wednesday, we learned TxDOT will award an emergency contract, and the work to rebuild that bridge starts on Monday. The bridge serves as a vital route between Lago Vista, Marble Falls, and Cedar Park. Staffing changes are coming to the Austin Police Department. Chief Lisa Davis wants to get more officers out on the streets, but some officers say it'll negatively impact their lives. KVUE's Kelsey Sanchez spoke with Chief Davis and has the latest on what her plan looks like.
Austin Police Chief Lisa Davis says it's time for a change.
Absolutely a hard call, but it had to be made, and it was done.
Come August, more than 70 officers will be moved from their specialized units to street patrol.
We just have to look at where people are, getting more people on the streets to not only look at calls for service, but to support the officers that are already there and backfill and better customer service all around.
Davis says there are more than 500 officers on the street. but the department is still short about 230 patrol officers.
We have to look at what the priorities are here as a department. Addressing violent crime. All of the violent crime units either got an additional person or got additional support if they needed it.
The units giving up staff range from recruiting to cadet training. Among the officers, there's some pushback. Austin Police Association President Michael Bullock wasn't free for an interview Wednesday, but said in part, quote, "It's another example of APD officers bending over backwards to try and meet the needs of the city while still facing significant resource shortfalls such as manpower, recruiting resources, and vehicles," end quote. Executive Director of the Combined Law Enforcement Associations of Texas, or CLEAT, also echoed concerns.
When you set up a life based on a schedule and days off and other things, and to have that suddenly ripped away from you for no reason other than the basic level of incompetency that they've expressed in running the police department, I think that's the issue that the officers are now forced to live with.
However, when it comes to serving a city the size of Austin, Davis remains steadfast on the need to address 911 calls as fast as possible.
It is unfortunate that I had to come here and make this decision. I wish it had been done before.
And that was Kelsey Sanchez reporting. On Tuesday, the city highlighted its budget, and the city manager mentioned that by giving the department this flexibility, it will lower overtime and save $9 million. Chief Davis says the plans for the restructure start on August 24th. The mayor of Kyle has announced his resignation after nearly a decade in office. Mayor Travis Mitchell says he plans to step down in November. His term was set to end next year. Mayor Mitchell wrote that he intended to make the big announcement during Tuesday's city council meeting, but a swatting call forced that meeting to end early. In a Facebook post, Mayor Mitchell wrote in part, quote, "Kyle is full of smart, capable, and committed people. I believe strongly that now is the time to create space for the next generation of leadership to rise and help write the city's next chapter," end quote. Austin-based Tesla has lost another top executive as the electric car company continues to struggle with falling sales. Troy Jones, the company's vice president of sales, service, and delivery in North America, has left after 15 years, according to the Wall Street Journal. Tesla stock fell more than 1% after news of Jones leaving broke. Tesla is currently dealing with declining sales as demand drops in Europe and North America. Tesla also faces increased competition from rivals offering cheaper electric vehicles. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has launched an investigation into the company behind Skittles and M&M's, Mars. AG Paxton is investigating what he calls deceptive trade practices. AG Paxton claims that Mars has not removed toxic dyes from products it sells in the U.S. The company publicly pledged that it would take the dyes out in 2016. The Attorney General also claims that Mars did not remove artificial colors from its products sold in Europe. Toxic dyes have been linked to things like ADHD, autism, and cancer. And this isn't the first time Paxton has targeted a food manufacturer over dyes. Back in May, the AG launched an investigation into General Mills for illegally misrepresenting its food products as healthy. And those are the headlines happening in Austin. I'm Quita Culpepper.